to Tasmania.
Thank you.
A nice civic reception for you today and
Yes.
a win yesterday. It's been a pretty good start of the trip.
It's been a great weekend. Just our AFLW team had a great win at North Hobart, and I think we're 4-1. We're top of the ladder. Girls are undefeated down here, so very pleased. That's a great way to start the weekend. And then the boys played yesterday and had a great win against the Swans. Good turnout. Good to see all the blue and white everywhere across the 2 days and across the 2 stadiums. It was great.
Must be somewhat encouraging, I suppose, for to head along to a pre-season game and a women's game and see all the blue and white in the crowd here in Tassie.
Absolutely, yeah. The support from the locals has been fantastic, and the support from the community has been great, and obviously the support from industry as well. Organisations like the City of Hobart and the Spirit of Tasmania, TT Lions, has been wonderful. We're really looking forward to spending the next couple of days getting out to the community, doing a lot of community activities, visiting hospitals, visiting the Westpac Rescue Service, visiting schools, doing super clinics. We'll be doing a lot of outreach, and we love it.
Just on the girls to start with, obviously going very well, as you said, inside 4-1.
Yeah.
What's the chances of hosting a final at North Hobart?
Yeah. It started early. We've got to qualify yet, so we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We've still got a couple of games to go. We've got 3 more games, so hopefully we continue winning, and then that'll be a decision for the AFL whether we play our finals in Melbourne or whether we get a game down here. Obviously, we win a lot down here. We're undefeated down here, so we're keen to. We love playing down here, and we'd be keen to play at Arden Street or here. Either place would be fantastic for us.
Are the talks underway though? Because obviously it is something has to be organised in advance as a contingency. Have you got a venue preference? Or?
I think if we keep winning, those talks will expedite, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves or jinx ourselves. But at the moment, it's looking good. So hopefully we keep winning, and that's a discussion that we can have.
What about, you mentioned inside about Tasmania's push for a team. Obviously, Labor came out with their policy the other day about North Melbourne possibly exiting the state from their point of view.
Yeah.
What's your response to that?
I sort of made some comments in the Mercury the other day. I don't quite understand the logic behind that. I can understand the logic of Tasmania wanting to support its own team, and we completely understand that logic. That makes sense. And as I said, we're very supportive of Tassie's push and desire to have its own team. I don't quite understand why, if you're not going to support your own team, why you would then only support one team versus another, and especially a team that only plays in the north of the state. So, but we'll have those discussions, and I've got meetings this week with the opposition and also the government and our sponsors.
Is the club in a little bit of limbo, I suppose, with the future of the deal not being known until the task force knows what they're doing and the AFL know what they're doing in terms of a potential future Tasmanian team?
No, I mean, we've got pretty good clarity. We've got a deal in place with TT Lions, which is for this year and for next year. So that's already locked away. A determination will be made by the AFL as to whether there's a 19th licence or not. And when and if that happens, then we'll worry about the next chapter. But until that time, we're going to continue playing down here, enjoy playing down here, enjoy winning down here, and obviously interacting with the community.
Does it make the negotiation process harder going forward, though, not quite knowing what might or might not happen?
Well, those negotiations won't take place until there is some clarity anyway. So it's chicken and egg.
When would they need to start? I guess it's probably a couple of years away till a new agreement needs to be struck, but does it need to start sort of the next 6 months or so, do you think? Or?
I think so. Well, those conversations are happening between the task force and the AFL as we speak. So those conversations will play out, and we'll see what happens.
Obviously, been around a lot of organisations in sports. What do you make of the NBL's moving to Tasmania, and do you think it's a threat for footy having basketball bring a team in?
Look, I think, generally speaking, I think kids playing sport is a good thing. You know, we're always going to be supportive of kids getting off their devices and getting out and being active. It's a healthy way to live. So from that perspective, fantastic. In terms of whether it's basketball or soccer or football, obviously we're supportive of Aussie rules football, and this is a football state, a very proud football state that's produced amazing array of champions over the years, and we want that to continue. So we'll jealously guard our turf. The AFL, us, Hawthorn, we want this to continue to be a strong football state.
If you're sitting around a CEO's meeting and you're discussing a Tasmanian licence, what would you say to the rest of the CEOs if you're asked for your opinion on what the future looks like?
Well, I think people realise that it's not. It's got nothing to do with me. I mean, ultimately, it is the decision of the commission and the presidents of the clubs. So that's where the decision lies, and that's where it should lie.
Have you had a look at the task force report just as an interested observer and had
Yes.
a look through? And
Yes.
What did you make?
We've read it, absolutely. Oh, look, it's a bold vision, and it's a vision which I said inside. It's a vision that we support Tassie's desire to want its own football team. Good on them for doing that. Good on them for presenting a strong case and to argue that case. I think that there's some discussions going on about the numbers in the report, so that'll get tightened up as we proceed, and we'll see where it lands.
Seen GWS lock down their footy department this morning for the coronavirus. Have you guys got plans in place for anything?
Well, it's a subject. I mean, the AFL's meeting today, so the presidents and the CEOs back in Melbourne are talking about that very topic. Of course, there was the news out of Fremantle overnight as well. So we'll wait to see what comes of that. Hopefully, there's a negative result to the player that's being tested at the moment in Fremantle, and everyone's safe. At the end of the day, we just care about the safety and the health and well-being of our people, and obviously our crowds and everyone connected with football.
Ben Brown's a very popular figure in this part of the world. Are you confident the club and Ben will agree to terms shortly in terms of a new contract?
I don't know how long it'll take, but we're obviously very keen to get Ben to continue his association with our club. He's a wonderful young man, which is important, not just to be a great footballer. He's a wonderful young man. I was with his parents yesterday at the game, Lisa and Doug, and it's a shame they couldn't get to watch Ben. He's got a bit of a calf at the moment. He's being tested. We think he'll be right for round one. But look, if we'll lock that away, I think Ben would love to stay. We obviously love him to stay. We think he's the best forward in the game. So, fingers crossed.
Does he deserve 4 years?
Well, let's see. We'll see how it pans out.
What about Aaron Hall? How's he going? Obviously took some time away from the game. Is he in a good spot at the moment?
Well, as I said, athletes, when they're happy, they perform well. And he was outstanding yesterday. Outstanding. We're very proud of his development. He went through a rough trot. He's got through the other side. He's in a really good spot. Him and his partner, Sophie, his beautiful daughter, are doing very well. He's playing outstanding football, as you saw yesterday. But he's one of 13 very proud Tasmanians we have on our lists. We've got 4 Tasmanians playing for the AFL. We've got 9 girls on our AFLW list, and that's something we're very proud of.